How's it going, guys? Today, come on. Man, how's it going, guys? Today is just another day down here in Florida. We're having a good day. We're getting a head off a car. It's going off to the machine shop. We have some stuff we got to do with it, but we're gonna do a little comparison on an R32 GTST and an R33 GTST. So we'll be right back, and now.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Painting with All right, so we're doing a video. We're comparing the R32 chassis and the R33 chassis. So these are both non-GTRs. These are both stock turbo two-door coupes. And we're just kind of gonna go through and show you the differences. So the first thing you notice is the size difference. The R32 is a smaller car, and that's pretty evident just by looking at them sitting next to each other. Body lines are different, headlights are different. They're different cars altogether. But the R33 is kind of like, even though it's a little bigger, it's also has more oomph to it. So that kind of leads us to the engine. So let's check out the engines. So the biggest difference between the R32 and R33 is the engines they come with. R32 comes with the RB20, which is a 2.0 liter dual overhead cam, single turbo setup. Very famous engine, very reliable, makes great power. And then this came out. So this is an RB25. Same setup, dual overhead cam, single turbo, except this one they added an extra half a liter to. So this is a 2500cc engine compared to just a 2000cc engine. This engine makes dramatically more power than that one in its stock form, and has a much bigger ceiling for making power in stock form. Whereas with that engine, you're probably not going to make more than 3 and change before you have to start doing some engine work to it. With this, you can get close to 500 horsepower with just a simple turbo upgrade, and tuning and fuel system, everything that goes along with it. Very common to see RB25s swapped into R32s because of this. And the R33s are faster than R32s, but they don't feel that much faster because obviously bigger engine, bigger chassis, it's not going to be quite as efficient. So as a disclosure, because I know everyone's going to say something, so this is clearly not a stock RB25. Typically the RB25 has the same setup as that, where the intake manifold actually goes over the valve covers. In this case, this one has an aftermarket forward-facing manifold, but the engine's the same. It's just, a different way that it gets air. So I knew you guys were going to say something. Next, it compares the interiors. As you can tell, the R33 is a lot roomier than R32, which I personally prefer because I am not a under 5'6" Asian man. We go to the R32, you can see how it's a little bit tighter, a little more compact, a little less room. Still pretty comfortable for most people under 6 foot, but the R33 is a little bit more bubbly inside, a little more comfortable. It feels almost safer. Drive a Skyline, the first thing that you kind of get from it is it's a sports car. R32 GTSTs being the step down from a GTR, you get the same feeling. Pretty nimble cars. I mean, suspension's tight. This was a fully stock car, but suspension feels really good. You're able to kind of get your own way pretty fast with these cars. The power to weight ratio is really good. I mean, it feels like a nice sporty 90s sports car. Pick up real good. They take turns real good. They're just solid. I mean, they're not as good as a GTR, but they're their own thing, and they don't really have to be. Nothing really bad to say about them. Driving an R33 GTS 25 right after driving an R32 GTS-T, the first thing you kind of pick up on is that even though it's a bigger car, which it does feel bigger, the torque of the engine's a lot more there, if you want to call it. The torque band, obviously being a bigger engine, is much lower. Even though the car is bigger, it gets out of its own way even faster than what an R32 would. Taking turns though, you definitely feel the size of the car. It's not quite the same. You have to attack turns a little bit wider. But the engine can handle the size perfectly. The suspension on it is still pretty tight. It again feels like a bigger car. There's no way around that. But definitely faster and more comfortable to drive for sure. I move around, do things that if I was in an R32, I definitely would have, issues with my hands being in places. This overall feels like I have more room to drive. And that's pretty much about it. Aside from that, it's just a rear-wheel drive Skyline.